All right, today we're tackling something huge, a totally new way of thinking about how we control AI. The idea isn't to make it nicer, it's to make it impossible for it to disobey. Let's get into it.
I mean, this is the question, right? Can we actually truly control these things? Because as they get smarter and smarter, making sure they do what we want and only what we want, well, that's one of the biggest puzzles we're facing.
So let's break down the AI control problem. What are we actually talking about here? Because, it's not just about stopping some sci-fi robot apocalypse. It's about something much more immediate: reliability.
You've probably seen this yourself, right? One minute your AI is this incredible assistant, and the next it's just spitting out gibberish or going completely off the rails. The problem is, their so-called safety features, they're often more like suggestions than actual hard rules. A clever user can literally just talk the AI into ignoring them.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from IBM Security says it all. No one has found a foolproof way to prevent instruction manipulations. This is what the experts call prompt injection, basically tricking an AI into breaking its own rules. And right now, yeah, there's no perfect defense for it.
Okay, so what are we doing about this problem right now? Well, the industry's approach to AI safety basically boils down to two main strategies.
On one hand, you've got internal training. Think of this like trying to raise the AI right, teaching it good behavior from the inside out. This is stuff like RLHF, reinforcement learning from human feedback, where you have people literally rating the AI's answers to teach it right from wrong. And on the other hand, you have external fences. This is less about teaching and more about just building walls. It's like putting up a firewall or a guardrail around the AI to try and catch bad stuff before it gets in or out.
But here's the problem. Both of these methods have some serious holes. The internal training, it's often described as leaky. Get this, one study showed that you could strip away all the safety training from Meta's Llama 2 model for less than $200. Wow. Even Google's on Sparrow agent failed 8% of the time in tough tests. And those external fences, a smart enough prompt can just waltz right around them. The bottom line is our current safety nets are just not cutting it.
Okay, check out this table. It's from the source documents. It is in Portuguese, but don't worry, I'll walk you through it. It gives us a really clear picture of the current tools out there. So you see the columns for external governance and auditable logs. Pretty much everyone has those. Light LLM, Cloudflare, you name it. But look at that middle column, comandos criptografados. That means encrypted commands. And you can see all these other tools? Nope. Only this one thing at the top, this LCC, claims to have it. And that's exactly what we're going to dig into.
So this brings us to a totally different idea. What if we stop trying to convince an AI to be safe, and instead we built a system where it literally has no other choice? That's the core idea behind this new protocol that's being proposed.
It's called Protocolo Anchor, which is Portuguese for Anchor Protocol. But its working name is Leia Com Calma, or LCC, which means read calmly. And that name is a huge clue, right? The whole point is to use rock-solid, unchangeable rules and some clever cryptography to basically force the AI to behave in a predictable, secure way, all from the outside.
And this is really the mic drop moment in the documents. The claim is that this isn't just a small improvement or another guardrail. They're saying it's a fundamentally different way to control AI, an architecture that, as far as we know, doesn't exist publicly anywhere else.
So how would this actually work? Let's walk through the architecture. First, you have a fixed core. Think of it like a constitution for the AI, a set of rules that absolutely cannot be changed. Then you can plug in adaptable modules to customize it for different jobs, say for medicine or for law, without messing with that core. Now here's the magic ingredient: cryptographic commands. Instead of sending a normal text prompt that can be twisted, you send the instructions locked inside an encrypted, tamper-proof file. And finally, to make sure everything is above board, audit logs record every single thing the system does.
Now, a system this different didn't just appear out of thin air in some big tech lab. It was actually born from a very real and honestly a very relatable frustration.
So, according to the documents, the story starts back in June of 2025. The creator was trying to use an AI to help write an ebook, but the results were they were terrible, unpredictable, superficial. So out of that frustration, on June 25th, the very first Leia Com Calma file was made, and things moved fast. By August, it had already gone through over 15 different versions.
And this is so cool. You can actually see it here. These are screenshots from the original files showing the creation dates. This wasn't some white paper theory. This was a real, hands-on tool being built to fix a problem that was happening right then and there.
And that initial problem was in the legal world, a place where you absolutely cannot have fuzzy, unpredictable, or just plain wrong answers. The whole goal was to force an AI to give answers that were legally precise, totally focused, and crucially, left a clear paper trail you could audit.
Okay, so a practical solution for a legal problem, but it points to a much, much bigger idea. We're talking about a potential shift in how we think about AI governance altogether.
Think about it like this: a shift from soft control to hard control. What we do today is soft. We try to teach the AI our values, we give it some rules, and then we basically cross our fingers and hope for the best. It's probabilistic. It's a game of chance. This new idea is hard control. It's not about hope, it's about engineering. The goal is to build a cage, an architecture, where the AI is physically incapable of disobeying. Its behavior becomes deterministic, predictable. It has to follow the rules.
So why should you care about this? Well, a system like this could give us much, much stronger guarantees that an AI is safe and reliable. For companies, it might be a way to actually prove they're legally compliant by design, not just with a policy document. But I think the biggest thing is this: it moves the control switch from somewhere deep inside the AI's mysterious brain to an external system that we can actually see, verify, and audit.
And that really brings us to the final big question. For years, the goal has been to build AI that we can trust, but maybe we've been looking at it all wrong. Maybe the future of trustworthy AI isn't about teaching trust at all. Maybe it's about engineering unbreakable external control. What do you think? That's all for this explainer. Thanks for joining me.